should be coming up.
That's right. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Emergency Exit. We're about to get started here in just a moment. We're going to go ahead and pop up our number because we want you, that's right, you, to call us. Today on the show,
We'll discuss anything.
yeah, we'll stop what we're talking about to talk about more. I really want you to come and talk to us.
Call us.
That's right.
Let's talk.
Yeah, this is Clive on your afternoon drive from 3 to 5. With me, as always, is Jimmy Cream Your Jeans Jefferson.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for y'all to populate this live chat. Give us a call, 830-875-0637. We'll be getting started here in just a moment. Can you put the standby screen up there too?
Yeah.
He's a nut.
Well,
Don't touch me, motherfucker. Get out.
That's right. We'll be getting started here in just a moment. There is we don't have anybody here yet, so we're just waiting. Share on your Facebooks and all that stuff. 6:30 is on. We are here. Let's get our sexy music again.
oh yeah.
We gon' flirt in.
Science is alive.
We gon' flirt in. There's a dome in the sky. We gon' flirt in. Bible is why we gon' flirt in.
Why is Alex Jones in the title of today's show?
We're gonna do a story about what happened to him yesterday.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, we'll talk about it.
I bet
We'll talk
we
about it.
will.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. That's right. It doesn't matter who comes, they lead interesting lives. And now it's time to let them shine. We will interview all the fresh Charlotte crew. Kick-ass people of our time. We've got questions, they've got answers. Kick-ass people with Nick and Los and Brian and
Don't forget Jim.
And don't forget
Emergency.
Jimmy.
The fresh exit.
That's right. We're just gonna keep playing these tunes, and we'll start in about 5, you guys.
5 minutes.
So we're just playing the best of what's it gonna call it here?
Nick explains.
Nick will not be joining us this week again.
We can call it Uranus.
All right, take it easy there, Sarah.
He's got a big time job or something, right?
He's a big time jobber. We need to do In the Mystic again. In the Mystic. Yeah.
Idiot, 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 idiot,
That's right.
idiot, idiot, woohoo, idiot, 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 idiot,
That's right.
idiot, idiot,
Come on now.
idiot, idiot,
That's right.
idiot,
Come on now. That's right. All right, maybe one or two more songs and we're out of here. We're about to get started. Are you guys listening? We want to know where you're listening from. It's all about the postal staff. Another crazy tale. You know it always seems to fail. It always makes us laugh. What happens on this route is what he's telling us about. Bally bum bum. Do we have more songs on here? Oh, we do have Brew World. Bum, bum, bum.
Our contestant is Carlos. His friends call him Los.
His name is Los. That's right.
That's right.
You stuttered.
Well, because it was a delay, you know.
That's my favorite sound, dude.
When they let you on.
Hey, Los, you're on the air. How's it going there, bud?
That's right. Yeah, you totally hear that too. It's we're in. We're on hard lines here. All right, come on, people, get in here.
We ain't got no listeners right now. Is that what you're telling me?
Maybe
Or are
one.
we waiting for 15? We're waiting for 15, and then we'll start. 15 people. Listen, this is important. It's like a life-changing day in America. You know, we had a very big announcement. We got to talk about this. No collusion.
All right, don't give away the goddamn show already. People that watch our show look to us for the news. They are unaware of what happens in the world, and they want us to show the light. That's why I have this song, man. We got the news with Nick and Jim. That's right. We're coming at you, coming with the light. We got the news. We got the news. Yeah. We got the news. We got the news. Yeah. We got the news with Nick and Jim. Bum, 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 bum.
That's right.
See? I should re-record all those too, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, got another. Oh, we
What?
did. Never mind. Never mind.
Someone calling?
Somebody in and out.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do this show here. Yeah. Do we know if it's loud enough? Check, check, check.
Check, check, check.
I do tend to explode only when by myself.
I got one in a headlock, and I definitely connected at least 5 or 6 times before I heard freeze.
Oh my God.
So you got to punch a cop.
Yeah.
There's a slight difference between molestation and like vigorous bestiality rape.
It's not molestation.
He's the mole, dude.
He's got the mole in the face of his cock, dude. It's fucking like a hole.
Mom, you are a horrible human being. You know what? Why don't you die from breast cancer or something?
Jesus Christ, that never gets easier to
How
hear.
do the sun and moon orbit the Earth if it's flat?
Suck a scientist's dick.
But in the event of an emergency, your regular exit might not be the quickest or safest way out.
Emergency exit is painted on.
Oh, that's right. Now is the time to open your mind. In our search for the unknown, who knows what we will find? This is Emergency Exit. This is episode 105. Today is March 25th, 2019. We are broadcasting to you again from our floating tin can.
Far above the world.
I am Los. Follow me on Twitter at That's Right Los. Joining me as always is Jimmy Orange Man Bad Preston. Follow him on Twitter at Jimmy Preston.
That's right.
Always running that stream for us, making that money, streaming us live to the world, of course, is Brandon, the Hard Hat Mitchell. Where you at?
I'm right here.
What's
How y'all
going
doing
on,
out there?
man?
Hey, buddy.
Good to see you.
Right in between y'all.
He's
Just
doing a
like
thing.
always.
Well, thank you guys for joining us today on the program. We're going to talk about the AG Barr summary of the Mueller report, the long-awaited report. We've got all sorts of stuff to talk about. Also, we're going to talk about Alex Jones at Lucy's fried chicken today.
What?
Oh, man, you're going to love it, Jimmy. Jimmy doesn't know about it yet.
I don't know
It's going to
about
be
it.
great. And a little interaction that I had with people at work today about it. Also, we might have some time for
Because they all
some funny news.
They all know you as like a Alex Jones apologist.
Yeah, pretty much. Alt-right adjacent, I think.
Alt-right adjacent. So like they heard about it and then they immediately like, did you hear? Did you hear? Did you hear?
No, one of my buddies at work was saying, "Oh, did you see what happened to Alex Jones?" We'll get to it a little
Okay,
bit.
all
We are
right.
brought to you today by 9 Banded Whiskey right here in Austin. Small batch deliciousness.
They don't know it yet.
Well, they don't know it, but thank you for it, by the way. We're still
Powered.
drinking it.
The show is powered by 9 Banded.
We're powered.
Yep.
Not sponsored, but powered. That's right.
Salud.
Man, that's
so
good. All right. So why don't we just get started? This is the news.
Got the news with Nick and Los, that's right. We coming at you, coming with the light. We got the news, we've got the news. We've got the news, we've got the news, yeah. We've got the news with Nick and
Jim.
Los.
And Jimmy.
That's right.
That's right.
So the long-awaited Mueller report is out.
I was surprised that he dropped it on a Friday. I'm kind of glad he did because it and we knew that when it was going to be dropped that it had to go to AG Barr, right?
Right. We all knew that it was going to go to AG Barr.
But dropping it on a Friday,
Barr.
giving Barr 2 days to process it over the weekend, and what I understand is it was Barr and Mueller and Deputy AG Rosenstein who went over it to help draft the letter that Barr put together. Right.
Of course. So let's go to a supercut here from Democrats from collusion to obstruction.
FBI is conducting a criminal investigation into potential collusion between Donald Trump's campaign and the Russian government.
Possible collusion or coordination with Trump officials.
We're finding out more and more about the possible collusion.
It looks a lot like there was collusion.
Not just to investigate Trump-Russia collusion.
There's probable cause to believe that there was cooperation.
What kind of collusion, if any, there was?
Serious allegations that have been made that there was collusion, evidence of collusion.
In collusion with the Russians.
Collusion, that's what is being investigated.
You think is on its face obstruction of justice by the President of the United States.
So obviously you guys heard it because all watch CNN. Everyone watches it because it's fair and balanced.
So you got a list, right, of everybody that said there might be collusion. Okay. Can we just say that in 22 months of the investigation, 37 indictments, right? There was 17 Russians, and then Flynn, Manafort, Cohen,
Well,
blah,
I
blah,
do
blah.
have the 4-page summary here where I've highlighted the nitty-gritty stuff that's actually got good stuff. What do we got here? We got a listener already. Listen in, guys. Love this show. Tell Jimmy that Jeff Russell says hello. I never mentioned collusion.
You did, Jeff. Well, I mean, it's like why are these guys all going to jail? What were they lying about? It was kind of crazy. So it all looked fishy. So now that we've got the review of the report, what does he say about collusion?
All right, let me just get into it. I'll read the nitty-gritty here, which is a good idiom. The report explains that the special counsel and his staff thoroughly investigated allegations that members of the presidential campaign of Donald J. Trump, that's right, and others associated with it conspired with the Russian government in its efforts to interfere in the 2016 U.S. presidential election.
And let me stop you real quick. Mm-hmm. So are we in agreement that the Russians interfered with the election? Like if we talk about like their efforts to get into social media and the bots and all that, and then I believe they're...
If you want to say that that's true, I will concede and say that, yes, they bought $40,000 or was it $400,000 of Facebook ads.
Right.
And if that's what we want to count as collusion
or
that's meddling.
That's meddling in the election.
That absolutely 100% true.
Trying to change the mind of people in this country to have an election go one way or another. So why they wanted Trump, I don't know, but I can imagine it's for everything that they're getting now, like everything that they want. But so And then the fact that the guys were lying, I don't know why, they're bad people out there. They made it look really bad. So now they're saying nobody colluded. Is that right?
Well, let's read a little bit more of this here. We're talking about Russian government and its efforts to interfere with the 2016 U.S. presidential election or sought to obstruct the related federal investigations. In the report, the special counsel noted that in completing its investigation, he employed 19 lawyers who were assisted by a team of approximately 40 FBI agents, intelligence analysts, forensic accountants, and other professional staff. The special counsel issued more than 2,800 subpoenas, executed nearly 500 search warrants, and obtained more than 230 orders for communication records, issued almost 50 orders authorizing the use of pen registers, made 13 requests to foreign government for evidence, and interviewed approximately 500 witnesses.
Right.
Would you say that's pretty thorough?
It's a very thorough investigation.
Super thorough.
And there was times over the last 22 months where I thought that the investigation was going to be halted or that efforts were going to be made. So that's where the investigation into the obstruction goes. Now,
If you look at his Twitter, he's obstructing.
I worked for Donald Trump for 10 years. I know how Donald Trump talks.
Oh, Michael Cohen's here. Yeah. So, Michael Cohen, welcome to the show again. So, we're talking to, did you read any of the summary yet?
I haven't had time to check the briefs. My briefs, that is.
Your underwear.
Yes.
You might be shitting your pants right about now with this whole collusion bullshit that's happening. But let me get down to the nitty-gritty. This is involving Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election.
He is a liar.
What else?
A racist. A lunatic.
An N-word hater.
No.
No. Based on these activities, the special counsel brought criminal charges against a number of Russian military officers for conspiring to hack into computers in the United States for purposes of influencing the election. Because pretty much anyone that was going to vote for Hillary saw some stuff online and was like, oh, I should change my vote. Because that makes a lot of sense, right? So, but as noted above, the special counsel did not find that the Trump campaign or anyone associated with it conspired or coordinated with the Russian government in these efforts, despite multiple offers from Russian-affiliated individuals to assist the Trump campaign.
Okay,
I told us so.
Told us so.
I told you so. Good morning, everyone.
It looks
Have
like
a wonderful day.
There was a very valid reason to do this investigation. I've seen a lot of people that are saying that it's been a waste of money. It cost $25 million. $25 million.
It was a waste of money.
Drop in the bucket to find out if our democracy has been bought and sold by a foreign government. Do you agree?
Check out the link below if you guys want to read it yourself. What do I agree on?
Do you agree that if a foreign government was buying our president or had a major effort to get a president into office, that is something that needs to be investigated. So this is a valid investigation. Trump even said it, right?
Sure. I don't know if that's true or not, but here's obstruction of justice. The report's second part addresses a number of actions by the president, most of which have been the subject of public reporting. So we've all heard about this stuff already. Yeah. It's not like it's a secret what's going on there. The special counsel states that, quote, while this report does not conclude that the president committed a crime, it also does not exonerate him. So we want to talk about that a little bit. What does that mean exactly? Of course, it doesn't exonerate him of obstruction of justice because people are still debating if the tweets are.
That's not a quote at that point. That is a.
That's a quote from the special counsel
from Mueller.
That is It's from the counsel right there. It says special counsel states, quote, the special counsel's decision to describe the facts of his obstruction, investigation without reaching any legal conclusions leaves it to the Attorney General to determine whether the conduct described in the report constitutes a crime.
Right. And then that's where Barr goes in to explain that since there was no collusion crime,
because collusion's not a crime.
Then you can't have... he didn't say it in so many words, but he basically said you can't have obstruction of justice if there wasn't an underlying charge.
Yeah, there
or,
was. Yeah, you can't say he was exonerated of anything because there was no crime that was committed. So you can't say he was exonerated of a crime when there wasn't any crime yet. So that's what that means.
Right.
Of course. In making this determination, we noted that the special counsel recognized that, quote, the evidence does not establish that the president was involved in an underlying crime related to Russian election interference.
Right.
It's a very difficult Russian election.
So it sounds like Barr's getting a little. He's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna recommend that it all ends here because there is no collusion. Right? I mean, we could.
There was no collusion at all.
They could probably, and with what Mueller said, they could probably pursue some sort of obstruction of justice. Unfortunately, it's going to come from. It would have to come from the actions of Trump when he fired Comey, and then when he tried to get.
Which, by the way, Comey said that there was no collusion. He admitted that there was no obstruction. Rather, he said there was no obstruction. He fired me
in his firing. Right. Okay. So. And then there's also the trying to maybe get Rosenstein to step down, and then getting what's his face Sessions to unrecuse from his recusal.
I recuse
and then
myself.
all of his Twitter shenanigans. I mean, he's the dumbest defendant ever. Like if you were a lawyer and he was your client, you'd be like, I quit.
Who?
Trump.
Trump.
Because I mean, he's almost undefendable. He got lucky. He got lucky that they were so stupid that they didn't ever take the offers from these Russians. It sounds
right, yeah. So yeah, the people that were what's his name?
His son, Don Jr.
No, there was another dude that was busted. I think his name is Jimmy Corbin. No, not Corbin. He was an InfoWars guy that got in trouble with them, and he was going to take a plea and then decided not to, and that was the best thing he could have done because now it all shows that none of that stuff happened.
Right.
But what I did want to get into is the waste of time, the waste of money, the waste of TV time.
Well, I think we just covered it. It was totally legit.
It was not legit.
It was a legit.
I want to show you guys a video of Rachel Maddow, just one episode of her saying.
When was this from?
This was a couple days ago, but I want we're gonna go back. Yeah, watch this little video of just how crazy these leftists are about Russia, and we found out that none of it's true.
My mom loves Rachel Maddow.
Oh, she's gonna love this one here.
Let's see.
Here we go.
Putin, Russia hates Russia, Putin, Russia, Moscow, Russia, Russian, pro-Russian, Russian, the Russians, Russian, Moscow, Russia, Putin, Russian, against us, Russians, Russia against the U.S., the Russians, Russian government scheme, the Russians, Vladimir Putin, Russia, Putin and Russia, Moscow, Russia, the Russians, Russian, Putin, Russia, the Soviet Empire, the second of the 20th century's great evils, communism, Russia, assault by Russia,
Putin despises the West in general and the United States in particular, the Soviet Empire. Russia, they're the adversary. They want to bring us down the Soviet Union.
Okay, was that's
I don't know. His last name was Fried, and he sounded like he was a bit fried. There you go. That's one episode of Rachel Maddow right there, with just the Russian-related fucking talking points there. Can you believe the waste of time? I'm gonna talk a little bit more about media screw-ups about these Russia theories. I've got this article from
watching Fox News today, man. They are. I mean, you
keep that one up there.
What was hilarious is that the Fox and Friends, they had to go from the bench. You know, they're normally sitting on the bench where they can show the blonde lady's legs all the time, right? But brown-haired dude and Steve Ducey and the blonde girl, they put them behind the Fox News alert desk, and it just had like a graphic.
Yeah,
like,
this is a Fox News alert.
We were right the whole time. Sean Hannity's our god.
Meanwhile, if you turned into CNN and they said the Mueller report's in, we have a little clip from them right here.
Okay.
Oh, poor gal.
So, all right, look, I haven't as Pelosi come out and talk today. I've been working all day, so I didn't see if she came out and talked.
Pelosi can
because
suck it.
let me just tell you, if you look to the leadership of the opposition party, that's the Democrats in this case,
right?
I think the leadership has been quite even keeled and calm headed. What am I trying to say? But you know, she came out and said, I don't think that we should impeach.
It's a waste
the
of
only
time.
The only way that we're going to impeach is if something comes back from the report that
Can you
is
pull up
the bipartisan
Beto talking about his recent
reason
thing?
to impeach him. So
Impeachment?
If there's no collusion, it's off the table. If there's no obstruction of justice, it's off the table as far as reasons for. But we still need to see the report.
Beyond a shadow of doubt.
We still need to see the report.
Yeah, there is.
Because I can't imagine Barr would set himself up. Was that the cat?
That was a cow.
I don't know. I don't think Barr would set himself up to lie in his summary. And then we finally get the whole report, and then
Yeah, there's no way that he's lying. He's coming out. I do want.
I mean,
to,
there's a chance, but I
so
don't think he
collusion's off the table. So now, what's the next step here? We need to prove he's obstructing justice somehow. Now we have Beto O'Rourke, Mr. Robert Francis O'Rourke, Mr. Panderer, the worst skater in the world. Which we're gonna pull up.
Is there footage of him skating?
Boy, I can't wait to show you this fucking video.
He's very tall.
But here's Beto O'Rourke.
I can imagine he's
saying
awkward.
that he still believes that there's collusion beyond a shadow of a doubt, based on I don't know what kind of knowledge he has. Absolutely none. Here's Beto, Robert Francis, excuse me. He's a panderer, dude. He started going by Beto when he started going up against Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
In my opinion, beyond the shadow of a doubt, sought to, however ham-handedly, collude with the Russian government, a foreign power, to undermine and influence our elections.
I'm sure he's standing on a tabletop there, too.
My opinion.
Thank you very much. Beto O'Rourke, he's clinging to that collusion when it's probably better to try to now cling to obstruction.
That was from Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he should have just shut his mouth. Everybody over the weekend should have shut their mouth. I'm telling you right now, I'm happy that the whole investigation went through. I'm happy that there was no collusion, because we would then have a constitutional crisis in this country if there was collusion. Like, we would have, if it had come out and said there was collusion, the president ordered it, and his henchmen were in on it, and now the recommendation is impeachment, man, that would have been
Can you make
terrible.
that bigger?
It would have been terrible, because the Trumpers in this country would probably lose their, I mean, they would just start mudding and doing burnouts in everybody's yard. I mean, the cost of the purge in this country, like, it would just trigger a purge.
I didn't like those movies.
Yeah.
The Purge sucked. Let me read that again.
The purge is a real thing.
So we got another comment here coming in from Jeff. It says, number one, the foreign countries have been bullying up the U.S. since the 1960s. 2, put an honest man in government, and 6 months he'll be a crook. 3, such a waste of time. They're all crooks.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jeff.
Absolutely. The politicians are crooks. We need to stop.
He's one of your liberal college professors, man.
He's a liberal college professor.
Well,
now,
I mean, he's a what were you calling him?
So there's a difference between left and
leftist,
liberal to me, because
leftist Marxist.
I'm an actual liberal because I practice liberty, personal liberty. That's what liberal is, the study of freedom. Now, leftists are not liberals. They might say that they're liberals, but they're leftists. They're Marxists. They're socialists. They're not capitalists. They live in a capitalist society thinking that socialism will be good. They're fucking crazy. Speaking of crazy, I want to go back to Beto real quick. You were talking about how he's a skateboarder. I want to show you how shitty this guy's a skateboarder real quick. This is a funny video that I don't know if it leaked or anything, but here is Beto O'Rourke, the worst skater in the world.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's so good.
What are you doing? Oh, what's that move? Oh, did he head? Oh, no. He went down. Was that during the Senate?
It's probably during
run?
the Senate, yeah. Skating in there, and if you ever watch him skate through that, he always rides on a skateboard. He goes across
what's
the
he
stage.
doing? He's still falling.
He's like trying to make up for it, trying to fall
And
out
then
of
he
it.
runs into a wall?
I fucking love you guys. This is Bertolt Rock here. Hey guys.
Is this it just on loop?
Yeah, it'll just loop. That's the video there.
Let me see this move. What happened? That's why you don't skateboard with docksiders, brah. What's with the white socks? Old Beto O'Rourke. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about him. I'll tell you this.
Let me ask you, would you change your name to sound more Mexican if you wanted Mexican friends?
Let me tell you this.
That's what he did.
When I applied for a loan, I was Hispanic. When I applied for college, I was Hispanic. When I applied for a job, I put white.
Okay.
Because we live in a racist world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So says you.
And I'm half and half.
I don't believe that one bit.
I got tortillas on one side. I got sauerkraut on the other.
Let's take a little step back for a moment and talk about Jimmy and his 40 days of tacos.
Oh, man.
We have the Taco Muhammad here, Alo Takbar over here, and he is eating nothing but tacos for 40 days straight. This
That's
is
right.
reverse Lent.
During Lent, I've been a bad Catholic most of my life, and years ago, I got kind of tired of telling myself I was going to give something up and then failing on the giving up, and then having guilt and thinking that I had maybe moved myself further away from their supposed creator, right?
Mhm.
And so a couple years back, I decided to dedicate my life to something, and that is 40 days of tacos. I eat nothing but tacos. This year, I did it a little different than previous years. Previously, I would limit my taco intake. I would limit it to like 4 tacos a day. The last time I did it was 4 tacos a day. And let me tell you, 4 tacos a day is really hard. I mean, you got to choose. Are you going to have 2 for breakfast, 2 for lunch, 2 for dinner? And then, you feel like a jerk just going to a food truck and just getting 1 taco.
Of course. Who gets 1 taco?
I was. So this time around, I
lame.
took the limit off. I kind of am trying to stay within 5 a day. I think that's a good number. And
Where are your tortillas? Are they in your pocket right now?
No, currently I'm out of tortillas. I didn't bring any travel tortillas.
Now, some people might ask, so, what constitutes a taco? What would you answer to that there, Jim?
Well, I mean, a taco is a taco, so you put anything in. There's the traditional taco of a tortilla and some sort of meat.
It doesn't have to be just protein. It's just the main deal is that it curves like a U.
Yeah.
And it's got something in it.
That's right.
So would you consider a hot dog?
Yeah. Well, so
a taco.
For my disciples, there's been a lot of problems.
You have disciples?
We've got the taco disciples.
What was it? The taco?
No, the name of the pico, the gallo,
the pico
the tortilla.
di gallo.
Taco be with you.
Taco be with you.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of questions, and it's like if you're in an emergency situation and like your blood sugar's low, I say normally go to the store, buy a tortilla, go home, cook up some ground beef, add some seasoning, get a whole presentation together of lettuce and cheese. But if you don't have time for that, you can go with some of the other options. So there's different versions of tacos, if you will. So during 40 days of tacos, we allow a hot dog to be an American taco.
Of course. I love American tacos.
But you cannot just bring that taco or that American taco up to your mouth and have it be a taco. You have to turn your head.
So that's that's 2 parts to a taco.
Yeah,
Tortillas and the head turn.
It's got to be shaped like a
It's
taco.
basically U-shaped, and it's bread.
I mean, in your heart, you're going to feel sad that you're not actually eating an actual taco. So I always recommend that you squeeze the bread a little bit just to kind of
flatten it out a bit.
It works with the brain. It's easier for you
Tells the brain that it's taco. It may be American, but it's still Mexican.
I don't want anybody to have taco guilt, So you go into this.
Hashtag taco guilt.
That's not why we're doing this. I mean, this is a sacrifice. I mean, the other day I was so craving a dessert. And I went to the store and I was looking for Choco Tacos. I can't find.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't find Choco Tacos anywhere in this town. There's people up in Cedar Park say they're up there. I don't know.
There's an ice cream man that comes through these apartment complexes. Probably has the Choco Tacos.
I heard the sounds as I was coming up the stairs, but they didn't have Choco Tacos, so I bought single serving coconut cream pies, and they're little.
Are you a big fan of cream pies?
I like a cream pie.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a big fan. And so these coconut cream pies, I think it was like.
Do you like Asian cream pies or black cream pies?
I like a banana cream pie, a chocolate cream pie,
cream pie,
coconut. No, not coconut cream pie. I see what you're doing. So thought out the coconut cream pie, and I put that into a flour tortilla.
Get out of here!
I cooked it on a little bit of butter.
Mm-hmm.
Put a little cinnamon sugar on it. Put it in there. Boom, coconut cream pie taco.
Just remind me of something. When I was growing up, my dad used to make this little thing on the fly. If you were just hungry and you had tortillas and honey, he would basically take a tortilla, put it on
sopapilla.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. And sometimes when I'm just craving of something to eat that's a little sweet, I have tortillas. I always have tortillas in the fridge.
Right.
Burrito size, by the way. Fuck tacos. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love tacos, but nothing's better than a big old fat burrito.
Yeah.
I like to call them Texas tacos.
Oh, one of my disciples
and I eat them sideways like this.
Went to the store and bought burrito-sized tortillas and has been making tacos out of them.
Just giant tacos. Ow.
About a week of that, he's like, I got to go get some smaller tortillas.
Yeah, dude, I think I've overdid it here. Yeah. There's a good tortilla at H-E-B. It's like half corn and half flour. It's so good.
I'm not a big fan of the hybrid tacos.
Oh,
bro.
man.
I do prefer if you can give me one of those flour tortillas that are like half cooked, like they just like make them, and then so you have to like cook the flour tortilla. You ever had those?
Oh fuck yeah, those are the best. You just throw them in the pan and flip. Yeah. Oh yeah. You're fucking up if you're not using those.
And you're not reheating a tortilla.
No,
you're actually
you're cooking it.
Right, yeah. And it's spectacular.
Recooking. We got another comment here from Jeff. It says, "That's a shame. I love Choco Tacos as much as I love 8-Star whiskey."
Oh, wish this was 8-Star.
Jimmy
Kentucky
needs
blend.
to compete for the best Texas taco. Well, speaking of best Texas taco, why don't you tell us what's going on in a couple weeks?
Well, it's actually this Saturday.
A couple days.
I just got an email from them with some of my judging instructions because I'm going to be taco judge at the Austin, I think it's a regional of the National Taco Championship. So
how does a championship of tacos work?
I think it's just kind of going to work like a barbecue cook-off.
Do they have taco lobbies? You're going to get are they going to pander to you and say, here's a couple extra dollars?
Like the hard shell lobby and the soft shell lobby.
Exactly.
Right? Or the guac. Guac is like always
I heard the NTA is going to be there. That's the National Tortilla Association.
I hear you. I hear you.
They put a lot of money into the taco lobby there, dude.
Yeah, I mean, this thing is from 11 to 6 on Saturday, and they've told me to gear up for many, many hours of taco eating.
Yeah, is there any politics in taco?
I think there is, and you're probably going to find the politics on like layering, like. The traditional is putting the meat
like a
down.
chalupa or something,
right.
Or it's got a soft shell, it's got some beans, and then they put the hard shell on the inside or something.
But you saw me eating. I was eating tacos before the show. I ran to Taco Bell, got some. I got 3 Supreme tacos.
He went to the border.
Forgot to tell him to make them soft shell.
Uh-oh.
And so, on the time that I picked them up and got here, you know what happens to a hard shell taco?
It becomes half hard.
Now, see, that's where I would line up on a base layer before the meat. The meat juice is going to eat through a hard shell. So a smart person would put a layer of like Spanish rice and then the meat as an absorption level. And so, I mean, that could be, if there was a taco lobby, that might be one of the things that would come up for consideration. Like, should we have a layering standard? I mean, it's not like I've thought about this.
Yeah, it's not like you haven't thought about it. Well, tacos, man. Tacos are the way to go. Although I'm a fan of burritos myself. Nothing's better than a burrito. But essentially, you know what I've heard about people? I talk about, and I lobby for, I'm a burrito lobbyist, by the way. And people go, well, it's all just one flavor throughout. You have just that burrito. And I said, no, man. Imagine this. People get like 3 different tacos, at like Torchy's or whatever, and it's like 3 different ones. Well, why don't we do that with the burrito? We lay the burrito out flat, and we put a little bit here, a little bit there, and it's like each time you bite, and then you just, you got chorizo and egg, and then you just entered fucking bean and cheese area. You're like, oh, goddamn. It's full of amazing flavors in this one little
but
guy.
look, if we're gonna roll out the burrito, you're gonna put all the stuff so that you've got an even amount of each ingredient.
You got maybe 1 or 2 bites of each one.
Have you ever had somebody that like rolled it the wrong way?
Oh, of course.
And then you've just got like a sour cream bite, a bean bite, a meat bite, a lettuce bite.
Yeah, it was a white guy who rolled it, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Those white
Probably
boys.
a Republican.
Probably, yeah.
Didn't care.
When you're right, you're right, dude.
Yep.
When you're right, you're right. Okay.
All right, so, and just one more thing on that.
Go ahead.
I've got an event on Facebook. If you would like, there's still time for your taco salvation, for you to find your taco salvation. Please go to 40 Days of Tacos. It's an event, and I did it, and I think that's it. There it is.
There it is. 40 Days of Tacos.
40 Days of Tacos. There's still time to join us. All I ask is that
I just saw that it ends April 21st. So
that's
April
Easter.
20th, you're totally going to smoke a lot of your weeds if you do that. I don't, but you smoke a lot of your weeds and you eat a ton of tacos to finish off. Do you eat on the 21st day, or on the last day, the 40th day?
On the 3rd day he rose. I don't know if you can just. I think you can eat whatever you want on Easter Sunday.
Are you ready to stop this taco bullshit?
I mean,
are you done yet?
Tacos are life.
How do you feel?
Tacos, I'm great.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle, and I mean, it really, like every time I want a hamburger, I'm like, can't eat a hamburger.
Well,
because it's not a taco.
I don't want to ruin it, but you could eat it, like sideways and.
Yeah, it's not taco. I would have to cut it in half. Or maybe
use the bun itself to
use the bun,
fold it over.
Fold it over.
Have you ever made a hot dog but just used ground beef and you rolled it up like a dog and you put it because you didn't have any buns and you're like, oh dang it, I really want a burger, but you rolled it up instead and you fried it that way. Then you put it in the hot dog bun.
No,
and eat the burger bun.
No,
eat the burger in the hot dog bun.
The burger around the hot dog. No, I've never done that. But I have made like an egg omelet because I ran out of tortillas, and I put stuff inside of it, and I made an eggshell taco.
Ah,
yeah,
eggshell taco.
It was in a pinch.
Well, not too shabby. Yeah. What else? What else should we talk about here?
So I'm right.
Oh. I wanted to go, before we get into some funny news.
I'm right on this collusion thing.
You're not right, but you go ahead and feel that way. I'll go ahead and say I told you so.
Okay.
And once it comes out completely, the thing is, it's out already. We know there's no collusion. What's left? Everyone's going to say obstruction of justice. Look at his tweets. Saying stuff is not obstruction. He did say a lot of shit, but he never did anything behind the scenes. He never tried to stop Mueller from doing anything. He said we should fire him. He's a fucking loser. But hey, he didn't do anything behind the scenes. He just expressed himself as you would do on Twitter, which is absolutely within his fucking freedom of speech, for Christ's sake. Check out some pictures of Beto always standing on shit.
Why does he do that?
Well,
he's already so tall. I mean,
then he bends down to talk to people like a fucking crime. And anyways, he's got it up now. So there you go.
Is he the guy that you love to hate right now?
I really don't like him right now.
If Biden comes out, are you gonna?
And I'll tell you why I don't like him. It's got nothing to do with his politics because he has no policies. He absolutely. Why don't you go ahead right now? All you guys at home, just go ahead and type in Beto 2020 or Beto for America and look at his page, his official page. Guess what? You see shop and donate. I don't see one fucking page there for policy.
There's nothing.
There's no policy because what he's doing, and this is pandering. He goes around and he waits for everybody and he goes
ask the questions, and then he's like forming his policy as he goes along, I think.
And yeah, whatever anyone claps for, that's what he's going to say that he's for.
He's like, oh, y'all like that? Oh, who does that remind you of?
Who?
Our current president.
He does not do that. He stands his fucking ground on everything. He's unapologetic, and he's the man. He's making America great again, and he's going to keep America great. But look at this. Look at the website right there. Just says donate. This is Beto's for America.
What's the...
We're all in this together.
Hit the other
except
buttons.
for Trump.
The...
Events. Shop. In Espanol.
That's it?
That's it. There's your boy. You can go to events,
shop.
you can shop, donate, you can contact him. Paid for, Beto by America. There you go. Beto is a panderer. You know what? I'm done calling him Beto because that's pandering as well. His name is Robert Francis O'Rourke. He was arrested for DUI and burglary. He claims to be a hacker or used to be one of those old fishers.
Hey,
or what do they call that?
You're all fired up and ready to go.
I don't
You're
like
just
this
a
guy.
Little spitfire.
And I'm telling you why, because everyone is so in love with him. Oh, I love Beto. Beto's the best. Oh, man, Beto. Did you hear about Beto? Beto. What do you like about Beto? Oh, man, he's like, he's not Ted Cruz. That's the only reason people like him. He's fucking not a Republican. And that's the bullshit. Why not be for real and have some real policies instead of pandering? Someone fact check me on this. He did not go by Beto before. I mean, he went by Beto when he was a kid or probably anything, but when he ran for congressman, he did not run by Beto's name. He ran by Robert Francis O'Rourke. Until he ran up against Ted Cruz in the Senate race, that's when he started using Beto.
Did you get your invitation to go to the National Taco Championships? I had submitted your email. Did you get that?
I did not see that yet. I wondered why you were trying to ask for my...
Yeah.
Robert Francis Beto O'Rourke.
So you're going to be, unfortunately, you're going to be at the Taco Championships and you won't be able to go to his Austin coming out party on Saturday. He's having a big rally.
Beto is?
Yeah, Beto.
Another thing about Beto is that people that are so not in the know, they are...
I mean, we played that clip last week of the people down in Florida. Number one, no one is expecting Florida people to be really smart. The ones where they were going around.
I don't think I played that on the show, but
is that here?
Yeah. So what he's talking about is there's a video of a woman named Caitlin Bennett. She's asking people, "Do you know about Beto?" And they go, "I love Beto. Fucking love Beto." Okay. Well, do you know about Robert Francis O'Rourke? He's also running for president. Do you know about him? They're like, "No, I've never heard of him." Okay, well, this guy, he got a DUI, arrested for burglary. He also says that he's got enough. He wants to run over children with his car. What do you think about him? Oh, he sounds like a horrible asshole. And they go, well, did you know Beto is Robert Francis O'Rourke? And they're like, they're idiots.
Uh-huh.
But why don't they know that? Why don't they know what his real name is?
Well, because they haven't, because they've been watching from the sidelines. I mean, he was a Texas thing, and he's now transforming into a national thing. So I think people might have gotten swept up with the fun stuff that was going on during the Texas campaign, and now they kind of know that they need to pay attention because he's running for president, but they still don't know who it is. Look, I'm telling you, for many, many, many generations, people have been voting for presidents that they have no idea who they are. That's why JFK won, because he was going against a sweaty Richard Nixon.
Yeah.
Wait, did he go against?
No, he did not, dude.
Yeah, he did. He ran against Nixon, and it was like one of the first televised debates. Nixon was sweaty, and JFK won because he was good looking, and people voted for him because he was good looking. They do
refer to Beto as like a cross between
a young JFK
and Obama.
Yeah, he's like a white Obama.
He's like a white Obama. What is that supposed to mean? Obama is already the white Obama.
Well, not if you watch Key and Peele. Luther.
Anyways, let's move on here. Yeah. So what do you guys think about Beto? Of course, I know what your answer is. He's a panderer and a loser, and he's never going to be a president.
Yeah.
Sorry. He couldn't even beat Ted Cruz in a Senate race. I'm sorry. Because Ted Cruz is a Canadian,
came very close. 80% of incumbents win.
Close is not close enough, baby.
Yeah. I mean, he was within 2 points, right? So that's pretty substantial in a red state. I think it was quite an accomplishment. Is it enough for him to win the presidency, and can he get enough money to run against the orange man? He's gonna need a lot of money.
He wants to ban.
I mean,
he wants to ban your guns, and he wants to tear down your walls. Why? Because that's just what's hip right now. He wants to, say that El Paso is like the best city because it's the safest city. Because we have these giant walls, because that's where the Border Patrol is, guys. I'm fucking proud of you guys right now. But let me tell you something. I'm Beto O'Rourke, and I'm fucking fighting for you. I have really no policies, but let me tell you something. I'm a skateboarder. I was in a punk band. If you guys ever listened to his music before, it sucks ass.
What was the name of his band? Okay, we're spending way too much on
It's called Cocksucker Beto. Who gives a shit? Fuck you, Beto. Suck a dick.
You gotta take it down a notch.
All right, I'll take about 20%. It's called Foss, F-O-S-S.
Yeah.
Oh, Foss.
God damn.
I mean, it's funny. It's funny. But, I mean, Bill Clinton was a saxophone guy. He was a saxophone guy.
That's right. Hey, hey, Jimmy.
He won that election going on Arsenio Hall.
Play some saxophone for you.
Yeah, he went on there. He wore those glasses.
Matter of fact, here's Clinton right now. We got Clinton here playing. Just kidding. He's not here. All right, let's move on here.
I did not have sexual relations.
Oh, Bill Clinton's here. Bill, so how did it feel to be the president and be, one of the 2 only impeached presidents in the world?
I know what Donald was going through, worrying about getting impeached and all that. The thing is, he doesn't even know it.
I'm trying to find a segue into that, but I just can't.
But he is a big peach already.
This just in. We've got the Democrats here. They've read more of the Mueller report. What do we got going on here? Oh, we'll take it to the Dems. All right.
Too loud.
Dude, I love it. There's so much winning going on right now. We're doing so well. And the one thing
winning. We just
one thing that Trump needs to do, and I'm gonna tell you this, and he just needs to keep his mouth shut, which is not gonna happen. But he needs to keep his mouth shut and just do this. Like that, just point at the Dems because they're eating each other. They are left eats the left.
I think everything's fine.
You think so, huh?
The only thing that's really going on, I mean, there's you guys have Ocasio-Cortez derangement syndrome.
You mean Amomosi.
Amomosi derangement syndrome.
You know that she's an actor. She was hired as an actor and has no opinion on anything else except for what she was told.
She's really smart. She went to school. She went on
for what?
I don't know. Look it up.
Yeah.
I read about it, and she got her master's and public policy.
Let me tell you something. Why are you all for elites all of a sudden? She's had one job, and now all of a sudden she's a fucking 1%er.
She got out of college. She was working at a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
And then
terrible bartender, by the way.
Hated,
you know what she does? She shakes old fashions. She puts them in and she shakes them. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? You got to stir that, you fucking B-word.
How do you know?
I was there.
She served you a drink?
Yeah.
I doubt she'd serve you a drink.
She served me a drink. She called me an N-word too. It was crazy, dude.
You would have drank anything she made for you.
I probably would. She was probably cool back then, dude.
Very pretty.
But her whole thing about her being a governor of a PAC that donated to her own campaign, which is campaign finance law, completely not cool. Of course, she got kicked out of it. There's more to come about that. What? I don't want to. I'll report about it in a future episode. But basically, she's on the hook right now.
Probably fake.
No, this is absolutely true. It's absolutely true. Believe me, that's how it goes. But yeah, look it up. She's a governor of a PAC, a super PAC that donated to her own campaign, which is against the campaign finance law. Maybe if you knew about that or weren't so damn deranged. See,
campaign finance violations happen all the time. And normally what they do is they inform the candidate that they've done something wrong, and then they put the money back or give the money back, and it's just a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Now, what's an issue is what's going down in the Southern District of New York with the campaign,
Michael Cohen.
No, the finances for the inaugural committee. That's going to be a big thing. That's why Trump's going to go to jail, or at least Don Jr. Somebody's going to jail.
Well, I'm going to say it right now. They are not.
You don't think any?
Why don't you go ahead and timestamp this?
Timestamp it. I'm going to say one of the Trumps are going to go to jail, and I hope it's Don Jr.
Oh my God. This is the craziness. Why can't you just go, Trump made it, he did it, he'll win in 2020, and you're going to deal with them for 4 more years, and we're going to still hear about that.
Just Don Jr. is such a sleazy douchebag.
Dude, he grew a beard, looks great.
He looks terrible.
Looks great.
It's the worst beard.
Normally this guy would say, anyone that grows a beard, you're like, dude, great, you grew a beard, but it's like Ted Cruz, Donald J. Jr., and he's all like, no, fuck that, man, these guys are fucking assholes. Oh, yeah. Look at the beard. Looks like a handsome man. Imagine if Donald Trump grew his beard.
He's hiding
boy.
his chin. He's got that, like,
Well, you know what? There's nothing wrong
under-
with that, dude. I look like a fucking turtle with AIDS and shit. If I didn't let this grow out, I hate not having chin hair because I got such a weak chin. Hey, there's nothing wrong with growing a beard. I don't know what's under there. I'm sure it's a little baby chin.
I've got a beautiful chin.
Yeah.
I've got a little bit of a split chin, a little butt.
You got a little
butt.
Jay Leno butt cheeks there?
Right now, I've got a couple
Peter
extra
Griffin?
pounds that hide it. And I'd have to be real thin again.
Okay. Great job. We're not out of here just yet. Let's do a couple of these odd stories. We want to get. Oh no, I wanted to do Alex Jones.
Oh, let's talk about him.
So, Alex Jones went crazy on some hecklers in a restaurant after they gang up on him, then gets kicked out. Well, at least that's what a story said. I came across a video last night of not Donald Trump, of Alex Jones yelling at people in Lucy's fried chicken restaurant.
Where, right off South Congress?
I don't know which one it was, but let's go ahead and watch a little bit of this video. They were heckling him, saying something like, oh, gay frog, Sandy Hook, gay frog, Sandy Hook, because that's all they know, because they absolutely know nothing about the man, except that he said gay frogs, and he said that he doubts what's happened at Sandy Hook. He has gone back on that.
Even I know that he's got really shitty water filtration systems that he's hawking. So
Are they shitty, or are they good? You just heard they're shitty because you're against anyone that is a fucking brilliant man. Also, another man that's grown out a beard that looks fucking great.
You saying he's got a great beard?
Yeah, well, it's got the roots of a great beard. Anyways, people are heckling him. And you know what? Alex Jones, the man, is not taking this lying down. He got up and he screamed at them and said, you're a globalist. You're a fuck up. Fuck you. Let's play the video.
Why is globalism a bad thing?
Because you know what? What we need to do is work on our nation first before we open up our doors. There's too much homelessness.
We
The
got
opioid.
We got it.
We
here.
don't.
We got it.
Yeah, we don't. We have too many people.
We got it.
Have you ever been to the streets of San Francisco or gone to downtown LA?
I've seen the homeless camps in Portland. I've seen them here in Austin.
Yeah, so we really need to open up the doors and let more people fucking. We are a nation that's the best nation in the world. That's what a nationalist is, a patriot who puts our country first.
I agree we need immigration reform. We need comprehensive immigration reform, and we need to secure
Which
the border.
includes a wall.
No,
I know.
we don't need the
I totally agree
wall.
with
Don't
you.
need the
I totally
wall.
agree with you, man. Yeah,
We've
it
already
includes
talked
a
about it.
wall.
We don't need the wall.
Yeah, we do.
But a comprehensive immigration reform, but we can't.
But what is any of that without a wall?
Listen,
What is any of that
part of
without a
the
wall?
nationalist
I want drones.
mantra is pulling back our troops.
Wish you would pull out
from pulling back our troops from all the foreign countries and stuff, and just like letting everybody let them. I don't like that we have to police the world. Okay, Donnie G. He's like, I don't know why Germany doesn't have their own army. It's
We pay for everyone's fucking army. We pay for everyone.
Because we took away their army after World War II. It's like no more army. We took it away after World War I, and then they made another one, and then guess what? So you know what? They might have some forces, but we have an agreement to protect them.
You're right. Whatever,
Okay?
you're right.
I'm
not,
right.
Whatever, you're
You're
right.
not gonna.
Let's get back to my man, the man, Mr. Gay Frog
Let's see.
himself, Alex Jones, yelling at some people.
You're a bunch of wimps. You're a bunch of cowards, and you're idiots. You think getting in my face makes me feel bad? These people are all sick of your shit. They're Americans. They're not traitors and scum like you. Trying to work it in your life. You see that, you big fat, stupid slob? You think your ridicule matters to me? You're a follower, you're not a leader.
Hey, when are you due?
Quit doing your clearing, boy. You ain't tough.
So I was. Someone brought this up. Hey, did you see Alex Jones? The outburst Alex Jones had? I said, yeah, I did watch that. I go, it's a shame that this guy, no matter who he is, short of being a white supremacist, a confirmed white supremacist or a Nazi, right? Which he's neither of those. Can't even go to a chicken joint in his own city and enjoy chicken without some asshole, giving him shit.
Do you think he was being provocative going to a chicken joint?
Why? What do you mean by that? He can go to wherever he wants, and it's a shame. And people,
Was he wearing a red hat?
He was not. You see the picture. He's just wearing a gray shirt. He's going out. He has security with him, and people are talking shit. Like, why don't you leave the guy alone? If you don't have anything good to say,
I agree.
Leave
the
guy alone.
The guy should be able to live his life.
The reason why I bring this up is that when that guy said something, there were obviously the other leftists working with me. The fucking socialists were like, "Well, he deserves to get harassed wherever he goes."
Why? Because of the Sandy Hook thing?
Well, whatever.
What was their reasoning?
They didn't have a reason. I said, have you ever watched 1 minute of Alex Jones? And they go, well, I've watched 12 minutes of Alex Jones. That proves to me you've never watched any Alex Jones. And I said, where did you hear about the gay frogs? Where did you hear about the Sandy Hook stuff? Did you watch it from InfoWars? Have you watched even 1 fucking minute? No. Well, what the fuck? Why do you think it's okay to just... Where did you hear about it? Oh, from Media Matters. Now this. Fucking anyone that is not a real news source... And they cut these clips out of context, play them. It's not fair to a man. And I'm free speech absolutist. You can say whatever you want about him.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
What is it that you like? I mean, I respect Alex Jones because he built this thing, from the ground up.
Me
He
too.
started at Austin Public here, which used to be Channel Austin. He used to do a show there at the studios. That's where I got my start in media. And so he built it up. He's got his studios. He's not anything that I would say I could agree with, And I understand that a majority of it when he started, I believe that it was more.
What's he wrong about?
Um,
What's something that he says that's completely wrong and made up, that it doesn't come from any sort of news source that you can find?
I mean, we're gonna.
Do I have crickets on this soundboard here?
We're gonna have to go. If I was to say anything,
if you actually felt that way, you'd have something ready in the barrel.
I'd say it was the Sandy Hook stuff, saying that was all fake and that those were all actors,
crisis actors,
and
which he's gone back and said, "Okay, I've looked at it. I don't believe that. Sorry." But you know what? He comes up with 4 hours of material where he's just riffing. He's hyperbolic. The gay frogs thing. Do you know anything about the gay frogs, which everybody cites? The gay frog thing.
Yeah, there was some researchers that were saying that the frogs were turning into hermaphrodites because of the chemicals in the water. And so you had instances of what seemed like a male and a male having sex
with another male biological
so
female.
He's like, that's why you got to get my water purification system. Don't go to blah, 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 and get the water filtration system, or else your kids are going to turn into gay frogs.
Now, there's nothing wrong with what he sells. A lot of people go, oh, he sells these vitamins. You know who did? What was that British guy that no one likes, Oliver or whatever, John Oliver? He bought he bought everything and got it tested. Guess what? He found out
it worked.
All of it is legitimate. They don't all work, but they're legitimate stuff that you can buy at Whole Foods if you want. The difference is he charges a little bit more so that you can support his program.
Yeah, it's like a double drip system. No big deal.
So ask again, why do people hate this guy? Because Donald Trump was on his show during the campaign, or at least after the campaign, and Donald Trump was actually on the show.
I think anybody that sees him on the street just has a visceral reaction because they know that
find that clip where he's in Seattle and someone pours coffee on him,
and they just know that he is like one of the I can imagine Rush Limbaugh would probably get the same type of vitriol if he was to walk into an establishment,
and I've showed you so many videos of people wearing MAGA hats.
This one's fake.
This is absolutely not fake. That guy was he also claimed to be like a wrestler or whatever. That's not a really good video. But I've showed you countless videos of people harassing people wearing nothing but a fucking MAGA hat. And Jimmy goes, you know what you're doing when you're wearing that hat. Like, why would you say that to anyone? You're human. You know that you can hold yourself back. So why don't you rape people? Because you know what chicks are doing when they wear those short skirts or they have really a lot of cleavage. So why would you say that about people wearing a fucking hat with white letters?
I'd say that you're probably
you can hold yourself back.
A cuck that wants to get punched in the face. It's like you miss the touch of another human so bad that you'll wear that hat so that you'll get lightly brushed on the cheek.
Throw that on there, yeah.
Put to sleep.
All these people got it. Fuck you. Well, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you. You know something? I'm not afraid of you people. You got something to say? Say it. Fuck you. Fuck you. These people are the biggest cucks on the planet. Cowards want to tell people like me F off, but they don't want to actually talk to my face. Let's go. You fuck off. It's a cult bot where they get to feel good. And they just kind of go. They hate the West. They go along with all this stuff. They have absolutely no understanding.
Can you get our video of me performing his song? Oh.
You can't even talk. Look at you. This is what they turn the people into. Literal slave of the system. Hey,
Oh yeah, he runs after somebody in this one too. Look at him. He runs after him, and then the guy starts running away. Look at Alex Jones takes it, man. Come on, bring it. That little fucking soy boy cocksucker.
What was he gonna do? What was that? A little coffee tumbler?
Yeah, he had coffee and he poured the coffee on poor Alex Jones.
He's gonna punch poor Alex Jones. Yeah, look, man. Let me tell you something. That was a provocative piece that he went out to go record in the streets of Seattle, right? And
a provocative piece. He went to go talk to. Am I actually up there on the?
He's like yelling.
Somebody fucking.
Shared
this
it?
is great. Someone shared my video. I didn't even know that. Pop that on.
We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and the police chief is gonna say,
We love our Somalis. We love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good. Oh, they're so sweet.
Well, that was just a short excerpt from Emergency Exit Podcast into the $20,000 cover song contest. And the reason it was so short is because we have Carlos Richard here with us in studio because he lives in Austin. If you're watching the video, you can see it was in different locations in Austin. You start off at a Planned Parenthood.
This is great.
And then went to the Capitol. And, so what's interesting about your piece, though, you entered in and I said, hey, you need the InfoWars logo on it. And so you went ahead and did a whole nother video.
Yeah.
Yes, we have, it'd be great if, you had a guitar. You could probably play that song live.
Oh, I think I actually brought a guitar for this.
Well, looky there. Oh, all right. Well, guys, you're in for a treat.
Only.
We don't do too many live broadcasts here, but today, I guess, is the day.
This is great.
And I guess we've done the sound check and all before that. And so we'll see how it goes.
You're giving it away, bro. All right, so this is at We Love Somalis or / in quotations.
Hillary's into creepy, weird, sick stuff, man.
Hillary's into creepy, weird, sick stuff,
Look
man.
at how beautiful my beard was.
The Bon Iver,
No, he doesn't
Alex
look good
Jones
with a
folk
beard.
song.
Another one
Here
of
we
those
go.
guys.
I'm angry, yeah. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian married scum who run giant death factories, keeping babies alive, selling the body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They've got green looking skin. They run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's into creepy, weird, sick stuff, man, yeah. That's spirit cooking, She sleeps in the same room with that sleepy widow woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. What the hell? The mother of number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama adjusting. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur, yeah. Literal vampire pot-belly goblins are hobbling round coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go we're soft sending crap. We don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of porn in people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. Woo! We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. Ooh, we're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and the police chief is gonna say, we love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good. Oh, they're so sweet. Sweet.
That's right. Wow, I can't believe someone actually uploaded my segment to YouTube, and it wasn't me. How about that? Thank you very much for playing that there. How many views do we have on that?
That was got 275.
Yeah, I have more views on the actual music video I made.
All right.
Anyways.
You're great.
I'm great. I'm wonderful.
You and Alex go way back. How come he didn't?
I did not get to meet Alex.
Yeah,
Jones
why
that
is
day.
that? Why he doesn't like to meet people that look Mexican?
A little background on that. I wasn't very much into politics back then.
He looks like he's got a Mexican mustache. I don't want to meet him. Send the curly-haired dude out there.
They cut a lot of my interview. They were asking me about my politics, and they asked me about Antifa. I didn't even know who Antifa was back then.
Whoa, dude.
He goes,
you were like a little baby.
He goes, you sound very much like a conservative. I go, no. And he goes, well, libertarian. I'm like, okay, I guess. I didn't have any political affiliation. I just liked the song. I thought it was hilarious, and I made a cover of it to win $10,000.
Did you win the $10,000?
I was a finalist. I did not win. Matter of fact, the man who did win, we interviewed him.
We did. We had him on the show.
Did he give you any of the money?
No, but we played his song, which was really cool. I watched it. I thought it was a wonderful cover of it.
Okay, so listen, to summarize, Alex Jones, piece of shit. You can yell at him anytime you want. No, I mean, seriously, I think he should be allowed to go elsewhere. I mean, I would probably go and talk to him if I saw him. Like, hey,
what would you say to him?
I don't know. I'd probably just try and get a conversation going, you know, about something.
You badmouth him, he'll say this.
You get in my face with that, I'll beat your
I'll
goddamn
beat
ass,
your
you son of a
ass.
bitch.
I'll beat your
You
ass.
piece of shit.
No, you're a
You
piece of
fucking
shit.
goddamn fucker.
No, you're a fucker.
All right, I love Alex Jones because he's a self-made man. He's not in the pockets of liberal media. He speaks the truth.
He's been shut down
And
on
here's a big
Twitter
thing. He was just on
YouTube.
Yeah,
and
he was censored. He's one of the original ones that got censored off of
Yeah.
these platforms for stupid ass reasons. But he was on Joe Rogan's show.
He was calling for like
pretty recently,
death
and he was
threats
talking
and
about he was
saying-
not ever called for any death threats. Take it easy.
He was
on
doing
Joe Rogan talking about all this, fifth dimensional things. The 5G towers are giving children cancer. Guess what?
They are.
They are. And you know what? If you just actually sat there and listened to him, yeah, he's a little hyperbolic and says things a little big and boisterous. But if you actually look at the stories,
is it the machine that's trying to shut him down? Is that what it is? He's got all the truth, and is it the global conspiracy that's trying to stop him from saying what he needs to say?
He really came
or
into,
is he just a delusional lunatic that has a following, much like our president?
But what's the definition of delusional? Because the things he's saying are sort of true.
I mean,
the 5G towers, he says things about, fifth dimensional alien elves and shit. And he, that could be a little bit weird or whatever. But the stories he talks about, the things that he says, come from actual stories from mainstream media that he talks about.
He's as insane as Ancient Aliens on History Channel.
I don't think that.
Okay.
He doesn't even believe in that kind of bullshit.
like they're like, were the pyramids built by aliens to help us to communicate with them in the future? Ancient astronaut theorists say yes.
Well, I recommend that you guys watch his full podcast with Joe Rogan.
I mean, there's lizard people under the ground that are running this planet. That's the way I feel.
I think a lot of people take that kind of stuff, literal. When he says that there's reptilian people, like it's not.
It's a metaphor.
Yes. See, if you actually watched him, he explains it. He doesn't just say, "Oh, these are reptile people. They got scales and they smell like sulfur and shit." Which Hillary and Obama do smell like sulfur. I don't know if you've ever gone across them, dude. They stink so fucking bad, like rotten goddamn eggs.
Why is that? Because they're the devil?
I don't. I mean, I'm not gonna say it.
They're
but
the spawn of Satan.
Who else smells like fucking sulfur?
Probably Alex Jones.
You know what? I was at his secret studio in Austin here.
Check your upper lip.
Not one smell. Not one little smell of sulfur anywhere.
But he was not.
And I was in the bathroom.
He was not confirmed to be.
He was in the bathroom shitting, and I still didn't smell sulfur.
No.
Okay, no, that's not true. But the point is, Alex Jones is
have to leave
a
the
fucking
room.
hero.
And Alex
to
Jones'
the right.
dump is a room clearer.
But before you start talking shit about Donald Trump or Alex Jones, do some research, Do some research. Do some research on these people instead of like watching Now This or Media Matters bullshit.
Okay, but look, I'd like you to do some research.
Okay.
And do some research on get to know
Do
Beto.
some research.
I think you just don't know Beto enough. I'm gonna try. You gonna win me over on Alex Jones? I'm gonna win you over on Beto. I don't even know why.
What do you like about Beto?
I don't know.
Yes,
like
exactly. I can tell you why I don't like him, and it's his policies.
You know what I don't like? I don't like this new talk that Biden's going to come out with. What's her name from Georgia? She lost the Georgia election.
See, that's sort of weird that he's coming out saying who's going to be his vice president already, because it could be could be someone else he's running against.
I am for that. With a 20-person race, I would like to have before we get to the primaries, I would like to have them paired up. I want to be voting in the primary for both a president and vice presidential candidate for the Democratic nomination. I don't want to wait until the Democratic convention for them to be like, and Sarah Palin part 2.
Oh, right. Hey, Jeff, I see that you're doing a lot of commenting. Give us a call, man. I can't read these. The text is too small. Call us up. We're going to be on for another 5 more minutes. Give us a call. We'll stay on for you if you want to give us a call. Got to hear what you're saying here.
He's probably grading papers. Or is it? It might be spring break where he is.
He's saying something about his students or something. I don't know. Go ahead and give me a call. Let's hear what you got to say real quick before we end this program, because we're about to end. I did want to do one more story, and it comes straight from Italy. And you're not going to believe this, okay?
What is going on in Italy?
Okay, this comes from Rome. This is from thestar.com by Nicole Winfield. In Rome, Italy's Justice Ministry has ordered a preliminary inquiry into an appeals court ruling that overturned a rape verdict, in part by arguing that the woman who was attacked was too ugly to be a credible rape victim.
Oh, man.
The ruling has sparked outrage in Italy, prompting a flash mob Monday outside the Ancona court, where protesters shouted "shame" and held signs that said "indignation."
Okay, so who are we mad at right now?
Well, let me read a little more. Okay. The appeal sentence was handed down in 2017 by an all-female panel, but the reasons behind it only emerged publicly when Italy's High Court annulled it on March 5th and ordered a retrial. The Court of Cassation said Wednesday its own reasons for ordering a retrial will be issued next month. 2 Peruvian men were initially convicted of a 2015 rape of a Peruvian woman in Ancona, but the Italian appeals court overturned the verdict and absolved them, finding that she was not a credible witness. In part of the ruling, the court noted that the suspects found her unattractive and too masculine to be a credible rape victim. I thought this was just a funny headline, and it comes in and says something even funnier here.
That's a great deal on that Chevy. 21%.
So it looks like we've got somebody on the line here. Who do we've got?
My man
we've got Jeff on the line.
Russell.
Jeff, can you hear us, buddy?
Turn it up there on the tape.
On the tape. Turn the tape.
Jeff, can you hear us, buddy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
There you are. Hey, Jeff.
I was just calling back in real quick because listening to you guys talking about it, I was just like, well, wow. I was trying to bring up the fact of, like, these guys, I don't know if, like, they really understand, like, the context of what's going on, like, with these arguments, really understand, like, how you were talking about, like, the facts behind it all. A lot of people are really quick to judge before they really understand, like, all of it going around. But, I mean, can that stop everybody? I mean,
are you talking about Alex Jones?
Just in general, yeah. Like, I mean, I'm not a huge Alex Jones fan, but I still... Geez, yeah. I mean, the minute he walks in, I don't know if but I only see one side of it too, though. Like, is he being attacked or?
See, now I'm going to go ahead and give him the benefit of the doubt, but I doubt, and I highly doubt that he's going around fucking provoking people. Now it's just like what Jimmy says about this hat, this "Make America Great Again" hat. It provokes people, it triggers people because people just can't handle their own shit.
I mean, like, okay, if I was to wear a "Make America Great Again" hat and I'm walking down the street and somebody was like, "Hey, take off that hat! I'm gonna kick your ass! Get this off me!"
He was wearing a MAGA hat, by the way.
And I might be like, "All right, dude, I'll take it off." And I take it off. But, like if I choose to be like, "No, I'm going to keep this hat on," those are fighting words, right? So then now you've got a guy that's already been aggressive to you, and now you're standing your ground. How are we going to resolve this without, like...
Let me ask you a question. Are you for or against fascism?
I'm against fascism.
So somebody telling you to take off something, and you're like for that guy all of a sudden.
No, it's
giving into fascism.
Is the guy bigger than me or smaller than me?
Who gives a shit? I'd say fuck you. I carry.
Well, see,
I mean, I'm not going to walk in with a red Trump hat, in the middle of like the college I work over at. I mean, that just for the hell of it.
Yeah, you would send like
I'd be shot.
You'd be sending students to like the counselors and stuff. They'd be triggered and they'd be upset.
They'd be very worried about me.
Yeah.
I've said this.
I think my medications are off.
I've said this once, and I'll say it again and over. The most persecuted person in America is anyone wearing a MAGA hat in Austin, Texas. You tell you what, go be a gay guy in Texas. Be a gay guy. Be a Muslim. Guess what? You're not going to get rocks thrown at you. Wear a red hat with white lettering that says "Make America Great Again." You will get fucking stabbed in Austin, Texas. And I tell you, it's one of the most liberal cities in the world. And I can't tell you that. What's the problem with this? It's your interpretation of this man, which is completely flawed and outrageous.
Well, I'll tell you this. Maybe everything will get better now that there hasn't been found that he was colluding with Russia.
Do you really think that's going to stop anyone?
Maybe everything will be better now.
No, dude. They're going to be even way worse. They're going to fucking keep complaining, find something else to say about the guy. Basically, they're fucking nutty.
So,
Jeff,
on the liberal campuses, what's your report? I mean, as far as today, are you on spring break? Are you teaching this week?
Yeah, we just started back. I mean, really, truthfully, like with half of them, I'm in East Tennessee, right? I'm near Knoxville, and like with the students and stuff that I see, like most of them are uninformed. The other thing is that they're not really interested in politics because they don't have time to deal with it.
But they're uninformed.
Some of them are 17, 18, 19. They don't care. It's like I got other things I got to worry about besides politics. So when they do see something, they just get mad.
Jeff, let me ask you a question, Jeff. Do you think that we should lower the voting age to 16 after you said that?
No.
Absolutely not. And I 100% agree. And you know what? The same thing goes for me. And I was just talking about this, how I was on InfoWars, and I wasn't really into politics back then. And I was fucking 30-something, right? It's only the last 2 years... Only the last 2 years where I've actually started seeing more of these things happening. It says, Tony DeRico, 2 gay men were beat up to a pulp last month. Haven't heard a MAGA hat go into the hospital. Well, they can defend it. Tony, you got a point, okay? Maybe perhaps you haven't seen enough of it, but there was one guy that did say that there was a guy saying this was MAGA country that, you know, did try to hang somebody in Chicago there at 2 o'clock in the morning. I did hear about that one, so I'm really sorry about that one. You know.
All right. Take it down a notch.
All right. So thank you very much, Jeff. We love you. Thank you for listening.
Hey, are you eating a Hot Pocket?
Hey, loved it.
You eating a Hot Pocket right now, Russell?
No, I had tacos tonight. I should have been eating some Hot Pockets though. I might. There's a taco Hot Pocket thing that's come out, I think.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's like cheese and ham. Yeah, it's gonna be. It's awesome. So. I've got a freezer full of them, man. I'm trying to get my daughter to straight up on some
get her on
good
that
Hot Pockets. I'll get her on 8-star here when she's a little bit older. But, you know.
That was our drink, man. Roll Tide, Jeff.
Does Hot Pockets count as taco?
Definitely.
No.
Hot Pockets are Hot Pockets tacos?
No, but he says that there's a taco-shaped Hot Pocket, so I got to jump in on that.
Well, I think I've seen
try
those
it out,
actually.
Man. They're coming. Yeah, they're new.
Well, I'm excited
They're
about
good.
Pizza Hut just rebooted the P Zone. And that's a taco shape. It's a taco shape, and if it's really big, but
the
if you,
calzone.
Yeah, you turn your head to the side, you could eat it like a pizza taco.
Dude, calzones are one of my favorite fucking foods, and it's because the ricotta. I love the ricotta. I love the dude. It's so good. Ricotta is one of my favorite cheeses with the mozzarella and.
Well, keep teaching those kids well, man. Make sure that they're super liberal and they vote for Beto.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get them to think, man. That's all I care about.
That's all you can really do, man. Get them to think,
you know.
And don't let them fall into this media matters now. This kind of thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not interested in clickbait. You know what I mean? Like they're just kind of fed up, and I see it because they're like, well, what are we gonna do?
The peas.
I understand that. So.
Well, Jeff, thank you for calling, man. Thank you. We'll see you next time. Hey, we're going to get out of here.
Jeff. Right, later, bud.
We're going to get out of here. Thank you guys for listening. If you guys like our content, visit us at emergencyexitpodcast.com. We are on Spotify, so tell your friends, hey, listen to this podcast I like. They're on Spotify. We finally freaking made it. We post up all the links. Everything we've talked about has some substance, and you can go look it up. Thank you very, very much, you guys. Tony, you're a great guy. I love you.
Love you, Tone. Tony, the recipient of the Tony Award.
You know what? I knew about the Tony Award early on. I was told not to say anything, but he is the man.
He is the man.
You know, he's just a great part of the Austin Facial Hair Club, which is a great organization here in Austin, Texas. Great nonprofit that does great things for charities.
I'm sad they kicked you out.
And I got kicked out because I'm a proud boy. Watch episode 99. Thank you guys very much once again for Jimmy Preston for
9 Banded Whiskey.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, 9 Banded Whiskey, for providing us some booze. Thank you, Brandon the Hard Hat Mitchell. And I'm Los saying, that's right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. See you at the National Taco Show.
See you at the National Tacos. That's right. Bye.